Hello students, I am Raghavendra Kumar Singh, faculty of US Academy and Institute. Today we will discuss class 7th Social Science History's 3rd chapter, Delhi Sultans. Delhi became an important city only in the 12th century. It was the capital of a kingdom under the Tomara Rajput, who were defeated in the middle of the 12th century by the Chauhans, also referred to as Chahamanas of Ajmer. Under the Tomaras and Chauhans, Delhi became an important commercial center. Many rich Jaina merchants lived in the city and constructed several temples. Coins called Delhiwal were minted here and had a wide circulation. Transformation of Delhi into a capital that controlled vast area of the subcontinent started with the foundation of the Delhi Sultanate. At the beginning of 13th century, the Delhi Sultanate built many cities in the areas that we know as Delhi. Rulers of Delhi: Tomars. Early 12th century 1166. Chauhans 1165 to 1192. Prithviraj Chauhan 1175 to 1192. Under the Tomaras and Chauhans, Delhi became an important commercial centers. Slave dynasty 1206 to 1290. In 1236, Razia, the daughter of Sultan Iltutmish, became the Sultan of Delhi. She was removed from the throne in 1240. Khilji dynasty. External frontiers was the new phase of expansion, which started with Alauddin Khilji in southern India from 1290 to 1320. Alauddin Khilji, the most important ruler of Khilji dynasty, introduced the system of market control and administrative measure in order to maintain a large standing army. Tughlaq dynasty 1320 to 1414. External frontier culminated with Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and he introduced 3 projects: shifting of capital from Delhi to Daulatabad, the introduction of a token currency, raising the land tax in the Doab region to 50%, all of which failed and weakened his position. Now, the Sayyid dynasty 1414 to 1451. It was the only Shia dynasty. Lodi dynasty 1451 to 1526. Now, finding out about the Delhi Sultans. Inscription, coins and architecture provide a lot of information about Delhi Sultans. Further valuable sources are histories, Tawarikh, written in Persian, the language of administration under the Delhi Sultans. The author of Tawarikh were learned men, secretary, administrators, poets, and courtiers, who both recounted events and advised rulers on governance, emphasizing the importance of the just rule. Not everybody followed these ideas. Which ideas? The authors advised rulers on the need to preserve an ideal social order based on birthright and gender distinction. They often wrote their histories for sultans in the hope of rich reward. The authors also write about to learn men secretaries, administrators, poets, and courtiers. They all recounted events and advised rulers. For the following ideas to keep in mind, not everybody follows these ideas. In 1236, Sultan Iltutmish's daughter Razia became Sultan chronicler of the age. Minhaj-e-Siraz stated she was more able and qualified than all her brothers. He was not comfortable at having a queen as ruler, nobles not happy at her attempt to rule independently. 1240, she was removed from the throne, from garrison town to empire. The expansion of the Delhi Sultanate in the early 13th century, control of the Delhi Sultans rarely went beyond heavily fortified towns occupied by garrison. Sultans seldom controlled the hinterland of the cities, were dependent upon trade, tribute, or plunder. For supplies were difficult to control garrison town in distant Bengal and Sindh from Delhi rebellion war. Even bad weather caused disconnection of fragile communication routes. Delhi authorized challenge by Mongol invasion from Afghanistan and by governors who rebelled at any sign of Sultan's weakness. The Sultanate barely survived this challenge. Consolidated occurring during the reign of Ghiyasuddin Balban and further expansion under Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad Tughlaq. First setup of campaign along the internal frontier of the Sultanate aimed at consolidating the hinterland of the garrison. Campaign involved forest being cleared in the Ganga Yamuna Dam and expulsion of hunter-gatherers and pastoralists from their habitat lands, which were given to peasants agriculture, encouraged new fortresses, garrison town and towns were established to protect trade routes to promote regional trade. Second expansion occurred along the external frontier of the Sultanate. Military expedition into southern India started during the reign of Alauddin Khilji, culminated with Muhammad Tughlaq in their campaign. Sultanate armies captured elephant, horses, slaves, and carried away precious metals. By the end of Muhammad Tughlaq reign, the armies of the Delhi Sultanate had marched across a large part of the subcontinent, defeated rivals' armies and seized cities. Sultanate collected taxes from the peasantry and dispensed justice in its realm. Administrations and consolidated. To have reliever governors, the early Delhi Sultanate, especially Iltutmish, favored their special slaves purchased for military services called bandage in Persian. The Khiljis and Tughlaq appointed military commanders as governors of territory or varying sizes. These lands were called Iqta and their holders were called Mukti or Iqtabar. The duty of Muktis was to lead military campaign and maintain law and order in their Iqtas. In return, Muktis collected the revenues of their assignments as salary. They also paid their soldiers from this revenue. Under Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad Tughlaq, accountants were appointed to check the amount collected by the Muktis. As Delhi Sultans brought the hinterland of the cities under the control, They forced the Samantas and the rich landlords to accept their authority. The attack of Mongol under Genghis Khan forced Khiljis and Tughlaq to mobilize a large standing army in Delhi. The Sultanate in the 15th and 16th century, the Tughlaq, the Sayyid, and Lodi dynasty ruled from Delhi and Agra until 1526. By the Jaunpur, Bengal, Malwa, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and entire South India had independent rulers who had established flourishing states and prosperous capitals. New ruling dynasties like the Afghans and Rajputs also arose during the period. In 1526, Mughals established their empire. Sher Shah Suri changes and defeated the Mughal emperor Humayun. He captured Delhi and established his own dynasty, although he ruled for only 14 years, 1540 to 1555. But his administration became the model followed by the great Mughal emperor Akbar, 1556 to 1605, when the consolidated the Mughal empire. Delhi becomes the kingdom of the capital of a kingdom under the Tomara Rajput. Masjid. A mosque called a masjid in Arabic is a place where a Muslim prostrates in reverence to Allah. In a congregational mosque, Masjid-e-Jami or Jama Masjid, Muslims read their prayers, means namaz, together. Members of the congregation choose the most respected learned male or the leaders, named Imam, from the rituals of prayers, who also deliver the sermon, means khutbah, during the Friday prayer. During prayers, Muslims standing facing Makkah. In India, this is to the west. This is called the Qibla. Delhi Sultans built several mosques in cities all over the subcontinent, and it demonstrates their claims to the protectors of Islam and Muslims administration and consolidated under the Khilji and Tughlaq dynasty. Consolidation of a kingdom as vast as the Delhi Sultanate requires reliable governors and administrators. Early Delhi Sultans, especially Iltutmish, did not appoint aristocrats and landed chieftains as governor. They favored their special slaves purchased from military services, called bandagan in Persian. The Khiljis and Tughlaqs continued to use bandagan and also raised peoples of humble birth, who were often their clients, to high political position and appointed them as general and governors, leading to political instability. Slaves and clients were loyal to their masters and patrons, but not to heirs. The accession of a new monarch often saw conflict between the old and the new nobility. Patronage of these humble peoples by the Delhi Sultans soaked many elites and the authors of Persian Tawarikh, criticizing the Delhi Sultans for appointing the low and base-born to high offices. The Khilji and Tughlaq monarchs appointed military commanders as governors of territory of varying sizes, called Iqta, and their holders was called Iqtabar or Mukti, due to the Muktis to lead military campaign and maintain law and order in their Iqtas. In exchange of their military services, the Muktis collected the revenues of their assignment as salary paid their soldiers from the revenue to make the control over the Muktis most effective. Their office was not inheritable They were assigned iqtas for a short period of time before being shifted. Appointed accountants checked the amount of revenue collected by the muktis. As the Delhi sultans brought the hinterland of the cities under their control, they forced the landed chieftains, the samantas, aristocrats, and rich landlords to accept their authority. Under Alauddin Khilji, the state brought the assessment and collection of land revenue under its own control. Right of the local chieftains to levy taxes cancelled and were also forced to pay tax. Some of the old chieftains and landlords served the Sultanate as revenue collectors and assessors. There were three types of taxes on cultivation called kharaj and amounting to about 50% of the peasants' produce, on cattle and on houses. Large part of the subcontinent remained outside the control of Delhi sultans. It was difficult to control distant provinces like Bengal from Delhi after annexing southern India. The entire region became independent. In the Gangetic Plain, there were forested areas that Sultanate force could not penetrate. Local chieftains established their rule in these regions. Rulers like Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad Tughlaq could force their control for a short duration in these areas. In 1219, Mongol and under Genghis Khan invaded Transoxiana in northeast Iran. Delhi Sultanate faced their onslaught soon after. Mongol attacks on the Delhi Sultanate increased during the reign of Alauddin Khilji and in the early years of Muhammad Tughlaq ruled. Forced the two rulers to mobilize a large standing army in Delhi, which poses a huge administrative challenge. Versus Tughlaq. Alauddin defensive measures. Muhammad Tughlaq measures were a military offensive against the Mongols. The Sultanate in the 15th and 16th century. Tughlaq, the Sayyid and Lodi dynasties ruled from Delhi and Agra until 1526. Jaunpur, Bengal, Malwa, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and entire South India had independent rulers in their time. They established flourishing states and prosperous capitals. Period saw the emergence of new ruling groups like the Afghans and the Rajputs. Small but powerful and extremely well administered. Sher Shah Suri 1540-1545 started his career on the manager of a small territory for his uncle in Bihar and eventually challenged and defeated the Mughal Emperor Humayun 1530-1540, 1555-1556. Captured Delhi and established his own dynasty, Sur dynasty. Ruled from 15 years, 1540 to 1555. Introduced an administration that borrowed elements from Alauddin Khilji and made them more efficient. Sher Shah administration became the model of great emperor Akbar 1556 to 1605 when he consolidated the Mughal emperor